Okay, this is a flower tour for Vicky. These are going to get a lot taller, and they have big pink blooms. And of course, right now the name of what they are escapes me, but maybe you know. Then we've got some calla lilies that are just starting to come out. Not too many are blooming yet, except that little guy down there. Some roses that are looking pretty, but I can't remember what they are. There's a fairly new clematis. I think these are Nairobis, but I'm not sure. The Japanese maple that Bruce showed you before. These are the front yard clematis, and I think those are more the Nairobis, but they could be something else, I'm not sure. Just front yard pots. Some petunias in the staircase planters and beside the glider. And some different daylilies that there's like 4 different varieties growing in here, and some different sedums. More planters. This is the President clematis. It's still blooming. Our little people and bulldog. These are the front islands. The iris that are in the middle are Baby Bliss rebloomers. They're yellow. They really put on a show this spring. Then some sedum that are about done blooming. Fillet and some phlox, and then I just stick a few annuals in. I can't remember the name of that purple spiky plant. And then there's another island here. They're both planted exactly the same. Then back over into the front yard, then we get into what we call the compass garden. Going back through the front gate. And basically it's in has 4 points like compass, north, south, east, and west. There's a pink clematis growing in the center. And I'm trying to get it where it's mostly filled with perennials, but then there are some annuals for spots of color, and they're not haven't grown up real well yet this spring. There's a miniature lilac that we planted just this year, and over in that corner there is a black elderberry bush. This is new Japanese maple that we found and planted this spring. And then we have a Weglia bush here that is almost done blooming. It already did its bloom. The black elderberry still should bloom, but we did transplant it this year. It was actually closer to the fence, so whether it blooms or not, I don't, this year we'll wait and see. We just added quite a few phlox plants to the outside areas around the compass this spring, so next year those ought to start putting on a show. And so then we're back. That's the front yard. Then where we started at the fountain side, this is what's on the other side. basically just my cuttings trash and some different hostas, because this is the north side of the neighbor's house. And there's a miniature hosta. There's also a water plant here. This will be a big purple taro that they look green right now, what that tiny little thing is, but once it really takes off, they'll get huge and be purple. And then I have this little planting thing to kind of help camouflage the neighbor's gas meter, and it has impatiens. Then I have several variegated hostas that are going to bloom pretty soon over here. And then we go over to this side again, which is against our house, and it's sunny south side of our house, so there's several daylilies in here. There are several different varieties, and you can see the stelladeros that are blooming right now. The other ones will bloom a little later, and they need thinned out. And then getting to the back of the house, and I have a spectacular show of snapdragons this year. Those were planted by God. Basically, I have never planted anything but miniature snapdragons, but apparently my miniatures, when they reseeded, must have come from some strain that the seeds came out being tall, and they reseeded and they grew, and they didn't even die off because we had such a mild winter. So I have just an absolutely spectacular display of snapdragons. I do have an Asiatic lily there that might get some blooms on it soon. This is another little thing to try to help camouflage the air conditioner. Then back here are also some peonies that are about spent. They were really, really pretty last week, but you know how peonies are. They need to be cut off now. I have a passion vine that literally is turned into a weed and grows all over, and I pull and pull and pull, but it does smell really good, and I'm going to allow just that one area. Back here I have just a few things that kind of just are to camouflage from the neighbors, some of my leftover armature stuff. The shed, another clematis, purple one. Then there is this clematis that is absolutely just stunning right now. I'll try to get a view of it from across the yard. Then the fish pond that you saw this morning, the gazebo. This is the terraced planters that, you know, we built this spring, and we also put a bunch of phlox in that hopefully will be ground cover that blooms another year. New little Japanese maple this year that was nothing but a little $12 twig from Aldi's. Try to get a thing of the whole yard from here with the gazebo, the pond, going over to the shed, going over to... I'm doing a video. To the patio and over to the Goldie pond that Bruce showed you this morning. This little Japanese maple, unfortunately, we're going to have to take out. It's not doing as well as the other one, and we think it actually got broken at the joint. So Bruce took the video this morning too early for you to see the lilies blooming, and now I'm too late. There's another clematis there though, and another one over there, and the big huge old one that I've had for a very long time back in front of the garage. So this is it, and then the potted plants that are on the patio side.